everyone, it's Stephanie 1111 Witchy Babe, and welcome back. Welcome all my new people that are just finding this video. Welcome back all my subscribers. I am here with your pick a card for this week. So we have this time next year what's going to be going on for you. So this is what the tarot group voted for on Facebook, and that's what we're going to read. So if you are wanting to vote for next readings, I do polls in both of the Facebook groups I've run, and you can find that information down in the description box below. Once I hit 1,000 subscribers, which will hopefully be very soon, I will also be doing the poll in the YouTube community as well every now and again about what readings you guys are wanting to see next. So this time next year one. We have 5 selections today. Go ahead and pick whichever one you're drawn to. If you want to pick multiple ones, then listen to whatever. There could be messages and multiple selections for you. And reading is timeless, so it's going to apply whenever you find it a year from now. There's no date on that. So go ahead, check out the description box for the timestamp or the pinned comment, and you can jump on over to your reading. And while you're in the description box, you can also take a look at the information of where to find the Facebook groups and also information on booking with me for an individual reading. These are just general energy, so they can't pick up on solely you. There's going to be other information in there. If you are wanting that's something about you, then go ahead and book that personal reading with me. Okay, let's go ahead and dive on in. So hello, group 1. This is going to be your pile. So this is what is going on with you next time. This is what is going on with you next year this time. And again, this is a general energy reading. Only take the messages that apply to you and leave anything behind that doesn't. So the first card I did is I pulled one tarot card to see what the general energy is going to be for that time period for you. And it looks like the devil's coming out. So don't get all worked up yet, group 1. I know the devil, especially if you know tarot, isn't something that you necessarily want to see. However, I really don't view the devil as that bad in this case so far. And I will explain why. And there's probably messages just depending on who this is and like where you're at and where you're going to be. At that point next year, or at that point this time next year. So it's like with the devil, I do feel like there's going to be some sort of separation from some sort of toxic bond for you. I don't feel like you're going into something like that because, as you can see, they are pulling away from each other. They're trying to separate. While they are still connected, I feel like just from this energy, it is pulling away. And I feel like one person is really, like, she seems to be doing the majority of the work. She's the one seems to be putting most of her body weight into trying to get away. So I feel like for some of you, especially if you are a feminine energy, you are stepping into your power by pulling away from a very toxic connection. Now, this is a connection I'm just hearing that you might consider your twin flame. You might consider, a soulmate or very, very important connection to you. And while that is valid, there's something very toxic going on regarding it at this time. I feel like due to you pulling away from that situation next year this time, it forces the other individual to really kind of go within and start working on some of these issues that they have. I just heard issues with boundary. They could have issues with addiction. They could be having some things that you might not actually even know about that are kind of creating further blockages and further toxic connections between you two. But it's like what I'm seeing is eventually this is the individual, like one individual just gets fed up. They can't take it anymore. They have to get away. It's like they eventually realize that they have to love themselves just as much as you're having to love yourself just as much as you're having to love that other person. And you're picking you over them because it's so, like, the energy that you're in right now being bonded to them is so toxic. And so might be something that, I feel like most of you are going to be aware. This is not something new that comes in over this next year and then you're dealing with it. This is something that you've been dealing with. You might have some more back and forth with this individual right now or in the future, but it's like after this year, next fall or whenever you run across this, you are going to be like, you're done. Like, you're done with it. You're picking yourself. So that's what I see. I see something that's breaking free. From addictions and from the toxicity. And so what that might mean is you might fall further into, and again, let's remember that the future is fluid. This is the energy and the vibration that you're on right now. You can change that depending on what you choose to do. So if you decide that you already know what this is about and you've already been feeling like I need to break free from this person, then do it now. You don't need to necessarily wait until next year, and just stand strong with it. So let's go ahead and keep going. The Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, the Nine of Pentacles is all about being self-sufficient, and it's about not needing a relationship in order to be fulfilled and stand on your own. And it's about providing for yourself, and it's about loving and nurturing yourself as well. And it's a kind of a selfish energy, but after this type of dynamic, that's exactly what is needed. In this dynamic, one person is feeding off of the other energetically. And so you are like taking your power back, you're stepping back into yourself, you're putting all the energy back into yourself, and it's resulting in abundance. So you might be having some job changes come up where you're able to, you know, you have more money, you have more, maybe free time. I just heard there's going to be something, or maybe some of you are going to be changing your appearance. You know, maybe some changes to diet or exercise or something of that nature, where you're just really, you spent so much energy on this individual. I can't get over, like, it's like so much time, so much energy, so many tears, so much trying, and you were energetically feeding them without even realizing it. And then once that's all cut off and you break away, it's like all of that goes back into you, and it just really gives you the motivation and drive to make adjustments to your life that you're wanting to. And I'm getting definitely on like a physical level, so taking care of yourself health wise. So let's see what else. And then this is also, I feel like some people like are buying them, you know, maybe you haven't bought yourself new clothes in a while. Maybe you haven't gotten new makeup, or like whatever, a haircut or something like that. It's just like pampering yourself. So what else is going on this time next year for you? The Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, that's super positive. I want to see that. So Ten of Pentacles is financial abundance. It's building a financial abundance to the point where it's, you know, you're getting excess and you're able to pass that on to somebody else. So I feel like there could definitely be some job changes or some sort of financial change that allows you to step into this energy. Or maybe it's just, and it could be just because of how much energy you were putting into a toxic connection, you were able to pull away and redirect that into your career, into your hobbies. For some, I feel like some hobbies over this next year are going to blow up into something that is financially successful and is able to become a business that you're able to continue with on a more long-term spectrum, because the Ten of Pentacles is about building a foundation and abundance that you're able to pass on to your children or to pass on to your community in some way. So it's that legacy energy. So it's much more than just getting some big promotion. It's like something that's substantial that you can build upon and hopefully be able to pass on one day. So there definitely is going to be, I feel for some of you, if you have hobbies or something that you've monetized or you're considering at this point monetizing, over this next year, there's going to be a lot of action going on with that. And that's actually part of the reason I feel that this connection is you're finally breaking free, is because your soul knows you need the energy to work on this financial stuff. Okay, let's see what else. One more tarot card, and then I'm going to jump over to some oracles. And the Queen of Cups. So you are getting into this, you're finding emotional stability, you're finding your intuition, you're getting more connected to your intuition, and you're getting more connected to your emotions. I feel like some of you are very closed off emotionally. Maybe you're the type to say that you don't have emotions. And I almost feel like for some of you, like that connection that you've had with this person, if it's resonating with you, was such a shock, because you're not like that person. That's not who you are. You're more of a, like, either like reserved or detached or kind of a cool energy, or at least that's what you try to portray to maybe protect yourself. And so even though, like, okay, so this connection seriously hurts you, and it's like you kind of are healing yourself over this year, you're taking care of yourself. It's like you're living, like, it's kind of like that living your best life energy where it's all about you. You're focusing on you. You're not focusing on any type of relationship, really. I'm not getting any relationship coming through right now. And that doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. It's just that I don't feel like that's a major thing. And what I would say more than likely is it probably happens once you're just really in this good state, and then you are attracting something in. But that's just not coming through the cards yet. So, but what does come through is that you are finding you're not like, even if you right now are watching this being like, no, I want a relationship, I don't feel like this time next year you're going to really care. Like, because you're going to be so happy and content with whatever you're doing that it's going to be like, that's cool, but like, I don't really need it. And so, it's just like being able to really appreciate and honor your emotions and your feelings, and not do kind of maybe some toxic self-sabotagey type of stuff when it comes to emotions. So let's go ahead and check in with some oracles, see what other messages are coming out. So let's see. So we have, oh, sorry guys. We have Poet. So expresses soul insights in symbolic language. So maybe some of you guys are poets, or you are writers, or, oh, you guys can't really see it. Scoot it down a bit. Or you guys are writers or something of that nature, where you are, you remember when I was talking about having a hobby and monetizing it? Maybe you're going to be doing something of that nature. Maybe you've been feeling like writing poetry, and it'll be something that's very healing for you. So let's see. Let's pull some more oracles and see what's coming out. Mirror, who or what is triggering you? I feel like that relationship, that soul connection with that individual was a huge trigger for you to see some of the darkness that's within. And so that's what, I mean, I really, and you guys can take this if it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If you know that your twin flame is your twin flame, then you don't have to take this information. But I do feel like that for some of you that are maybe more open to considering different ideas about that terminology and what that connection is that you're able to see a twin flame connection less as a permanent or an end goal for a relationship, and more as a spiritual development and a guide for seeing some traits within yourself that you need to address, and things within yourself that need to be healed. And that individual being a perfect mirror in order to get you to recognize these different things so that you can heal yourself, so that you can become whole with the masculine and feminine energy within. And if you talk to a lot of people that resonate with the Twin Flame Collective, they all seem to also go through that process of finding that balance within. And so while yes, you know, some people end up in relationships later on, it is something that I feel like you have to release attachment to if you do resonate with that and you're listening to this reading, because right now that individual has a lot of healing they have to do on their own. And having that expectation of some sort of relationship stemming from this is just really not helpful for you, because I just feel like it's not, at least for you guys, it's not what this is about. It's not about this is, you know, the love of your life or the end all to be all. That this is somebody that is that is able to mirror trauma and pain and things inside of you that you didn't realize you had in a very unique way. In a way that other individuals would not been able to. So again, only take that information if it resonates with you. If it doesn't, and you know, then don't take it. I know some people get very sensitive with hearing things like that, but I definitely needed to say it with this reading. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what's another one. What else wants to come up? Crystal clear intentions. Be clear about what you desire. Focus upon it with unwavering faith. So, and when we talk about setting intentions and what you want to desire and trying to manifest, I feel like you guys, again, because you step away from something that was draining all of your energy and super toxic to you at that time, you're able to clear your mind and manifest easier. You can't manifest from a clouded mind that's just absorbed into, I want this, you know? And so that could even be, so let's say you're not attached to an individual, if it's attached to a mindset or a desire for finances or anything like that, if there's just a strong obsession about wanting something, it's not that's not how you manifest. That's not how that works. And so what you're needing to do is, when you pull away and you're able to kind of clear your mind and send in these manifestation orders, you need to make sure that you have clear intentions, that, you aren't, for one thing, you want to make sure you're not speaking poorly of yourself or what you're wanting. So there's, no, like, bad self-talk, that kind of stuff, which I know can be hard. But even more important, well, I wouldn't say even more important, but what's also important is be careful of the words you're using regarding what it is you're trying to manifest. So if you are working on manifesting financial stability, you can't say, when I, or if I manifest this, or if I get this amount of money, or if I get that position. It has to be happening. Manifesting is feeling the energy of it already happening. It's just it's not in your current present, and it's in the future, and it's already happening. You just haven't met it yet. So whenever you say if, you're making it a possibility, which is not clear, which is not set in stone. It's not, and I know you can feel like, okay, but if I say, like, this is happening, isn't that like, trying to force my will or something? You can set your intent of what you would like and leave it up to, or better, or, I want to get this promotion, or if there's something better, that as well. And you place that order, and then you walk away from it. So you don't obsess about it. You don't focus on the one thing that you think you want, because a lot of the times when you manifest things, it's not exactly what you're thinking you want. It's actually better. And that's why you just kind of have to be very clear with what you're doing with your manifestations. Because if you're sending in a bunch of wishes, making a wish on 11/11, if you're sending in wishes, it's still not clear cut. So let's go on. I feel like I'm nagging you guys somehow. Let's see what else wants to come out. Not nagging, but like, I feel a little preachy right now. Okay, circles and rhythms. Mauve. Honor the cycles of your body, energy level, and emotions. So, yep, we were talking earlier with the Queen of Cups. You guys are definitely starting to understand your emotions more, starting to be able to ride the waves more this time next year. You're starting to, I feel like you're getting in touch with the moon cycles as well. So that might be something that you start to work on. Maybe you're going to start to dive into some witchcraft, or just working with the moon and the energies of the moon and manifestation. So that's something to look up, or, if you were thinking about it, or if you haven't, I would look it up. Let's see what else. Oops. Warrior, be fearless and stand strong. Now, the messages are kind of getting repetitive now, but it's just a time that you regain your strength after dumping all of your energy into another person. Oh, Pluto, transformation. Yeah, definitely. This time next year, you're going to be a totally different person. You're going to have a hard time remembering who you were at this point that you're watching this video. And that, if you haven't experienced anything like that, you're kind of probably like, okay, whatever, Stephanie. But like, seriously, there's been so many points, especially as we as a collective we're changing rapidly as more and more people wake up. And so we're having these timeline shifts. It's like, it can become really hard to remember, like, wait, it just was like a year ago, but that seems so far away, and things seem weird. Like, I'm not remembering things as like I did before, and it's like things are shifting so rapidly that you're not gonna remember who you like. It's gonna be like, I did that, and I was like that, and I had those beliefs. Like, that's the energy I'm getting. And we have also throat chakra coming out, and so I feel like you're going to have like this support within. And externally, I'm getting as well, to say the things that you need to say. Like, you're going to be able to stand up for yourself. So if you're somebody that hasn't been able to stand up for yourself, you're going to be. You're going to stand up to this person. You're going to say the things that you wanted to say to this individual for a long time, that you were always afraid to, because you didn't want to like start a fight, or you didn't want them to run away. You don't care anymore. Like, you are fully know who you are, and you are going to communicate it out to people, your needs and such. And I just feel like for you guys overall, the energy that you're in is just going to be so powerful and sure of yourself that if you're sitting here thinking, why didn't she say anything about relationship or anything like that coming in, you really are not going to be in that mindset at all by this time next year. And even though, again, I don't see it in the cards, I just feel like, and that's at that point when something starts to develop, or you start manifesting something, or something comes in. It's whenever it's completely detached, you completely walked away from it. You had time to yourself, you had time to change and grow and develop into a new person. So you're able to attract that energy that you are wanting into you as well. So that is going to be the reading for group 1. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what's going on with you now. And how, do you have this relationship in your life right now? Do you know somebody that matches this? What are you kind of thinking about doing with them? And just what's going on with you guys? Are you guys Scorpios? We have Pluto there. Are you guys water signs, earth signs? What are your signs? You can let me know that as well. I know I didn't really talk about that, but that wasn't really being called upon in this reading. So again, if you do like this video and you want to continue to support my channel, make sure you leave a thumbs up and leave a comment. Let me know what's going on. And if you aren't already, subscribe and turn the notification on to make sure you get the notification for my new videos that come out weekly. I will see you guys next video, group 1. Hello, group 2. So this is your reading for what is going to be going on for you this time next year. And before I begin, remember this is a general energy reading. Only take the information that resonates with you and leave anything behind that doesn't make sense or you don't agree with. It won't resonate. All the information will not resonate with you because there's a lot of people listening to it. And if you would like to book a personal reading for your particular energy, you can do so at my website. That information is in the description box. Let's go ahead. We have the Page of Wands as being the main energy for this time next year. So the Page of Wands, that's exciting to see. It's a very, all the wands are going to be just this fire. It's that excitement. It's adventure. It's having a good time. It's going after what you want. It's having drive and force and power and success. It's manifestation. And with the Page of Wands, there can be I feel like for you guys, it's very, and even the Sagittarius, it's very Sagittarian energy. It's very wanting to explore and travel and have a really good time. And the only negative I'm seeing so far is that it's like having to tame this beast within, maybe having to make sure that you don't, maybe some of you might have some issues with anger is what I'm hearing. So you're having to watch that. Because again, it's very passionate time, and passion and anger can come hand in hand. And then also it's making sure you're being mindful of what you're doing or how you're spending money or things like that. Especially if you get the travel bug and you really are wanting to go and explore, just watching your budget. But let's go on and see what else is going on. So far, this is super exciting. I definitely think it's going to be a highly exciting time for you guys, a very sexual time too for some of you. Even if you're in relationships, but especially if you're single, you might be meeting a lot of different people, dating a lot. But then the Three of Swords is coming out. So I'm going to see why. Because maybe this is you stepping away from, if you've had a heartache near the time that you're watching this video, it could be you stepping away from a Three of Swords energy. But let's go on before the King of Swords. And one more, please. The Lovers. Interesting. Okay, so this is how I see this kind of play out right now. Is I feel like there's something that either happens now as you're watching this, so it either already recently happened or it's going to be happening soon, or it happens at some point early or in the next couple months of whenever you're watching this, where you get your heart broken. You get the Three of Swords is this deception, and it doesn't always necessarily mean a romantic relationship, but it definitely kind of feels like it might be. So again, this could be something you've already dealt with. Only take it if it resonates. If you feel like this is a warning coming to you, you already feel you're in a relationship that you feel like is shaky, this could be warning you that is going to fall apart, and just to kind of prepare yourself for it. But it also can be friendships. It can be a colleague. It's whatever, anybody that can deceive, some sort of deceit. And so I feel like that happened, either it's happening or it happened in the past. And what it causes you to do is to really go into kind of an emotionally closed off individual. And so while your main energy is the Page of Wands for this time next year, like that's like the main thing that's going on for you, and what you're going to be carrying, I feel like that happens because you just kind of shut your feelings off and start focusing on like what you need to do in your life, how you can better deal with situations and not get overly emotional, just detaching yourself completely, like a very just like that Aquarius detachment energy. And I feel like that definitely has to do with romantic relationships with the lover sitting there. But at the same time, because of how these cards came out, I feel like because of this time next year, you really embodying that Page of Wands energy, which is incredibly attractive. You attract some sort of situation in that's romantic. You are attracting either, you're attracting a soul connection. So it could be a karmic partner, but it could also be a soulmate, or, just something very, very important to you, with it being the lovers. And this could be somebody that if you're somebody that's wanting to get married, and I just heard like you don't even know, like, so it's like this person could come in and change your mind about what you're wanting. This is just a serious relationship. We'll just say that. I won't have to say that you guys are going to get married, but it's a very, very serious relationship that would be the type that potentially gets married, kids, that type of thing with the lovers. It's not like a Two of Cups type situation. So, this is super interesting. It's like you guys go through some sort of, and it's like the heartache is not, if you guys, it's either something that's in the past, so it's not like picking up super heavy on the energy wise for me, and you've already dealt with it, and you already are kind of in that focused on yourself mindset, and focused on developing yourself in a different type of way. This isn't like a spiritual development. This isn't emotional development. This is like your intellect. So maybe you started studying things or reading more or changing your habits in order to improve your life or something along those lines. You end up having a lot of fun and really like enjoying yourself and traveling, I feel, definitely. And maybe that's how you meet this person. Maybe you meet this lover's energy by traveling. So let's see what I want to pull one more tarot card. The Four of Swords. So there's all this sword energy. You could be an air sign. You could be dealing, that heartache could be dealing with the air sign. So that could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Or it could just be picking up on you having all this ability to detach from something that was painful. But yeah, I just feel like you do some sort of work this time next year. You've done some work, and it's like you're doing it over the year, and it's like resolved by this time next year is how I feel. Like this inner work. So let's pull out some oracles. Let's see what's going on oracle wise. Let me grab the archetype. Angel. Helping those in need with no expectation of return. So that's super positive, being in that energy. Again, I feel like that comes from the King of Swords. That would be, if it's kind of a positive attribute, because the King of Swords can be kind of nasty and self-serving, but I do feel at the same time it doesn't really get its benefit, that you have to be detached to think about what's best for the collective. And if anybody can think about what is best for the collective in a detached way, it's going to be the King of Swords versus the King of Cups. Yes, the King of Cups is going to bring in emotions and intuition, which is beneficial, except the King of Swords also has intuition without the emotional attachment, and emotions can get messy. Remember, emotions are not fact. So I feel like you are able to see things and your perspective changes, that you're able to help other people, and you don't feel like you need anything in return. And I think some of you might hear that thinking, that's not me at all. Maybe some of you even kind of identify with like some like Leo energy, or like that all about me energy. But I feel like you really, like, it's not even something that you're even like, you don't even recognize it until maybe after the fact, or before maybe somebody says something to you about you just being very selfless and helping, and you just realize that, wow, I did that and I really didn't expect anything to come back to me. And when that happens is when you start to have rewards that come back to you. Okay, let's see what else wants to come through. Starseed, what lights you up. So this is, if you have not heard of starseeds before, I'll go ahead and suggest you can go ahead, look that terminology up. You can check out some other YouTube videos about starseeds. But if you are wondering if you might be a starseed, this would be some confirmation for you. And if you, otherwise, to me, this is just letting you know that you're just, I feel like you're just in alignment. I don't feel like there's any necessarily super special message other than the fact that I feel like some of you maybe need to get near water more. But making sure that you're continuing to do the things that keep your vibration high is going to be very important for you this time next year. So making sure that you are, while you're helping, okay, here's the message there, is while you're helping other people expand and grow, and you're with that angel energy, you're needing to make sure that you also have healthy boundaries and you're not kind of maybe giving too much. So we have healthy lifestyle coming out, and then we also have spiritual understanding. So maybe you're going to be making some changes by the time this time next year regarding your lifestyle, changing things so you will feel better, so you have more energy. And you also have that spiritual understanding coming in, so you'll be receiving, as we all do, activations, but it might be a highly spiritual time over this next year, going into this time next year for you. So let's see what else. Let's go ahead and get one of the goddess oracles. Golden opportunity. Important doors are opening for you right now. Walk through them. I think that's about that relationship at the end. So I feel like this time next year, you have this opportunity to be in a serious relationship. And so this is something that you are attracting in over the year. Like maybe you already know this person. Maybe I feel like, and when you come together, it brings in a lot of abundance. Like you're able, like somehow you guys, just your energetic connection coming together bring you in a lot of financial abundance, but also spiritual abundance. I feel like there's like a merging energy. Let me go ahead and use my activation oracles to see what we get. Maybe we'll get something about merging. It's definitely regarding somebody else. It's another energy that comes into the situation. Realization. This is about realization. This is that detachment. There's a lot about detachment in these readings, about setting intentions and detaching from them. Let me get another card. Yeah, there's like, okay, I kept on getting just like this weird energy as I was having a hard time placing with this reading, and now it makes sense with Uranus there, realization and the spiritual stuff. There's like a lot of unknown, shocking events that are going to be happening for you guys, and it's not negative. It's not negative at all. It's just like, I feel like the majority of it is going to be spiritual based. So you might have gifts, just you wake up to them. You might see a lot of things. Some people are going to have mediumship open up, or you're going to have sight into other realms or dimensions open up, or experiences that make no sense at all. I also feel like this relationship that comes in for you at the end of the year is shocking, and it's sudden, and it surprises you how it happens. It's nothing that you're going to be expecting. You might know the person now, but I don't feel like you'll know that this is the person that you're going to be in a relationship with, is what I'm getting there. And if you do end up being in, like, let's say you're already in a situation with somebody and that extends out, I feel like it's like something very surprising happens for you guys. And it's not coming through negative at all. It's coming through positive. Let's see if there's anything that will pick up on that with another oracle. Trust your instincts. There's some, like, you just get messages, I feel, by this connection, by these energies coming to you, by you guys coming together. It's very vague. It's probably one of those things that they're not going to give me much information on because you're needing to experience it. And it's almost like what I'm seeing is like blocks. So it's like, that doesn't make sense. One thing happens and then another and another. Like all these certain things have to happen in a certain way in order for this to happen. So it's like telling you what happened. It doesn't make sense yet. So it doesn't make sense to explain it because certain things have to happen first. So let's take a step back. I feel like this got super weird. Um, I feel like you guys are going to be having a good time. And during that good time, you're going to have some, like anything, you're going to have some heartache, but you're going to be able to kind of go past it. You're going to find balance. You're going to find a connection with yourself that was different. You're stepping into a healthier lifestyle. And due to all of that, you're allowing this like massive amount of change, positive change to come to you. But at the same time, because it's so many shifts and so much energy, like you're going to need to trust your instincts in order to sort out where it is you're needing to go, because the many paths are going to, it's like many paths are going to open basically. But you're going to know, like you're going to feel what it is that feels right and what you're wanting to do. It's just there's going to be that pull to the past, the pull to rely on maybe a past behavior or how you would normally deal with the situation or what you normally choose to do. That's what I'm getting there. So, I think that's about it. I'm going to pull one more tarot card, just get some advice or just something. I feel like there's like something missing here. Like there's a missing piece of what's going on for you guys. And maybe it's just that you have to just have this experience. Your advice, the 10 of Wands. And it actually came out reverse. And this is going to be like, don't let, like, you don't have to do everything yourself, especially when this relationship comes in. Like, you can trust that it's okay to give the burden over a little bit to the other person. Like, you don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. You have support from other people, and you, during this whole process, you have the support of your guides for one, but you have support of friends, and you have support of people that you probably don't even realize support you and are rooting for you and are praying for you and really hoping that you do well. There's people out there that see you and they send you good energy and they don't even realize it. But they're doing that and they support you, and so you need to be willing to receive it. It's not that it's not there, it's just that you're not willing to receive it because you are still feeling like you have to carry the weight. So that's something that you'll have to need to kind of keep in mind of over this next year, and that you can receive help. And that I feel like once you're able to see that, like once you're maybe able to delegate some of the things in your life, you're able to have a healthier lifestyle, you're able to travel more or have more fun. Maybe a lot of you guys just have a lot of responsibilities that you don't delegate to other people, and you could, it's just that you choose not to. So that's kind of telling you, like, get started now so you can get into that energy of having some fun, because I feel that's how you meet that person, or that's how that person's attracted to you, is by this shift in your energy where you're just able to have fun and like explore and be passionate about things. Like there's a strong attraction to that passion that will be coming from you. So that's going to be your reading group 2. Let me know what you think. Let me know what's going on in your life now, if you kind of are seeing this energy start up. And what you're going to be doing about it. And if any of you have a lot of air in your chart, let me know that as well, since we had so much air show up. So that could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or maybe you're dealing with one. Yeah, and if any of you already feel that you're star seeds or anything like that, let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video and wanted to continue to support the channel, go ahead and leave a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next video. Hello, group 3. So this is going to be your reading for what's going on for you this time next year. What energy we're going to be looking at. And this is going to be a general reading. So remember, everything might not apply to you. If it doesn't resonate with you, then just go ahead and leave that information behind. And if you are looking for a personal reading about your energy, you can book that with me. The information is in the description box below. So let's see what the main energy is. The 3 of Wands. That is cool. So you guys are doing what it is that you are manifesting, or you've been manifesting, like right now, or even before now, probably before now, like probably over the last year. And that's happening this time next year. You're getting what it is that you're wanting, that you were wanting to bring in. Your ships are coming in. You have done the planning, you've done the groundwork, and now it is time to do and to live and experience. So whatever it is that you're wanting, group 3, that is what is happening for you this time next year. So congratulations. This is incredibly positive. This is letting you know your manifestations have happened. They are going to be in the physical. Some of you are moving. Some of you are moving overseas. Some of you are getting houses, I just heard. Some of you are in new relationships. Some of you are getting married. Like, there's all kinds of stuff happening. There's all these big moves for you guys. School, Four of Cups. And what is also happening is you are, because of this, because you manifested what it is that you were wanting, it's like giving you so much proof about your skills, your ability. You are seriously, and I know this is like, this is not the normal meaning for the Four of Cups. So I know that. But I feel like the energy coming from here is like this very strong belief in what is coming to you on an energetic level, like a really strong belief in your manifestation abilities. And that's just going to be coming off of the how this card is. It's like, oh, how do I describe this? Let me get another card. That's probably going to help me if I get another card. The Six of Pentacles. Well, that doesn't help much, but you guys, like, you didn't really believe what you were doing as you were doing it. You did. For the most part, you did, because it happened. But it was like there was always a part of you that was like you'd manifest something, you'd manifest a couple of things, and then you'd be like, well, maybe it's just good luck, or maybe it was just because of my hard work, or, whatever. But it's like, this is so big and exactly, maybe not exactly what you wanted, but it's actually probably better than what you wanted, is what I heard. But it's whatever it is, the topic of what you wanted is what you've manifest. It's just the details are not exactly what you were planning. And because of that, you're able to see things in a different way. Like, it's not the Four of Cups of where you don't see the gift being presented. It's where you are seeing the gift that's presented. That's what I'm getting from that. And so you're, with that Six of Pentacles sitting there, it's like you're able to see the information that's being presented to you on how to manifest the life that you're wanting, because you got information in either now or in the past, or you're going to be getting it very soon on how to manifest what you want. And you actually did it and you made it happen. And that's what's happening this time next year. So let's get another card. And then what also with that Six of Pentacles, it's not just, it's receiving that information, but I also feel like then you're sharing it with other people, because you're like, look, like, dude, like, I was working on this, this, and this. Yeah, we have Nine of Pentacles. This is all about like the self-sufficient, like, you created this yourself. So you're going to be able to go out and tell people like, okay, I know you think I'm crazy about my spiritual beliefs, especially if you're spiritual, right? And you're not just like kind of new to all this. If you've already been in this, you've been working on it, you've been manifesting, you're going to be like, look, this is how I used to be 3 years ago, 2 years ago. This is what was going on with me. And look at where I am now. I have the job that I want. I have a better job than I wanted. I'm in this new relationship. We're having kids, or whatever it is, like wherever your goals are, you're traveling, you're doing whatever, you have literally shown how you've taken yourself from being in a very low position, I feel, to a very high position in what appears to be a short amount of time. And to the outside world, it might look like it just fell in your lap and you got incredibly lucky, but they don't know how much work that you did in order to kind of get past that Four of Cups energy, where you weren't seeing how you were being offered this gift of manifestation the whole time. If you just put in the work in order to really kind of bring it to, you had to do the inner work in order to clear your mind and send out clear messages on what you wanted. And so that's what you did. And so now you're reaping the rewards big time. There's financial stuff coming to you. There's stability. You're going to be in a good spot financially this time next year. You're going to be able to do things that it's not just going to be like, oh, I can pay my bills and all the things that we need, but it's like, I can do that. Plus I have extra to go enjoy my life. And it's, the super positive thing about this is like, it's something that you have created. It's not because of somebody else giving it to you. Okay, let's go ahead, and we are jumping over to some oracles now to see what comes out. So this is super positive, you guys. Group 3. heart guardian. Yeah, some of you guys are definitely in, your relationships are expanding that you're already in. I feel like some of you are getting married, some of you are having kids, you're like you're moving in together, you're taking that next step. This time next year, you'll be in that next step if you're already in a relationship and wanting that. And for those that are single, by this time next year, you're going to be either starting one or you'll be in one where it's a very healing, loving relationship that you can trust. This is an individual that you can trust. Because again, if that's you, you already know you're working on manifesting it, and you're not manifesting a person, right? Like most of you listening to me know how manifestation works, and that it's not about a person, it's about the energy that you're wanting from another, a situation, the energy that you're wanting in your life. So it's not like and it's not about like, oh, I want this person to look like this, and this. It's like, I want this to be how I feel around this person. I want this person to embody these characteristics. But it's not like, I want whatever their name is, or I want, somebody that looks like this, or I want somebody that does this, or exact. It's the energy that you're wanting. Oh my gosh, yeah, prosperity. What is that? Abundanita. The universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. You are manifesting like crazy. You have so much abundance coming to you. I feel like, especially for those people that have entered into relationships and unions, the two of you, your energy together creates abundance, because it's like you bring out the best in one another, and you bring yourself to such a high vibration that the universe you're a perfect like container for the universe to dump abundance into, because you're able to handle it. Like maybe some of you guys like have had issues before handling certain things when it comes to money. Maybe it was like dealing with it, like managing it. Maybe it was even a fear of it. A fear of money, or how money changes people, or things of that nature. Maybe it was a fear of getting it and then losing it. Or maybe you had money and then you've been caught in this fear of losing it. And it's like, somehow, whatever your blockage is for prosperity on a financial way. And so prosperity doesn't just always mean like finances, but it's coming through on finances here strong. Whatever your blockage is, I feel this connection with this other individual, you guys like clear that for each other. And so you're able to then proceed together in a very prosperous way. And that is actually happening over this next year. And it's at it's not at its full capacity, but it's at a peak like moment this time next year. So I would expect this time next year for you to be in a totally different place financially than you are right now as you're listening. So that's incredibly positive. Let's get to the next card. What else wants to come out? Take back your power. Use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings. We are just getting super repetitive about manifesting. You guys are just manifesting kings and queens. That is what it's about. You took back your power in the past. In the past, you used to dump your power out, as most people do, into the wrong thing, and you took it back. And when you took it back, you changed the whole game. And because of that, because of this work that you've been doing over this is not new. You didn't just like wake up yesterday and decide to start working on this, and now this is, working out for you. You've been working on this slowly. You might not even be aware of it, but you made slow and subtle changes over your years in order to get to this point. But I feel like a lot of you definitely, yeah, you have the crumbling. What are you clinging on to? But you know what? The crumbling came out reverse. So the way I'm seeing that is that you aren't holding on to things anymore this time next year. You're not holding on to things that don't serve you. You've released them. For some people, this is going to kind of be a tower card to let you know that there might be tower moments for you next year, or over this course to the next year that happen in order to get you to this place. But I really just feel like this is you. I just heard like you don't have towers because you don't hold on to things that you don't need. So it's not like you're not having stuff ripped from you, really, because you wouldn't be in this manifestation energy if that's what you were at your point. If you needed that, if you were in that where you're clinging onto something, you wouldn't be manifesting like this because there would be too many blockages. So you've released that, and that's why you're manifesting. So that's just like kind of a congratulations. This is so far the best group. So I hope when I'm done with everything and I go and do my look at the picture that I took in the beginning, I picked this one. Okay, let's see. What else are we going to do card wise? Okay, yes, we have a couple more cards. I just feel like I'm getting repetitive because it's like it's so different for everybody because it depends on what you've been working on. But whatever it is you're working on, you got it. Okay, you got it or you got better. I just feel like you don't even like you really like right now you're like, yes, I got it. But it's like this time next year is gonna be so much better than this. Really? Like I'm really gonna get that? Like you're gonna it's so much better. Yep, stability. And that's the most amazing thing. Oh, sorry. The light. That's the most amazing thing with this is that not only is it like a fantastic feeling, it's something that's not going away. It's something that's stable. It's earth energy is going to bring through again, just another discussion of financial abundance coming through. But whatever it is that you have manifested is staying. This is not a fleeting happiness. This is not some romantic whirlwind that dies out if it's a relationship. This is not like a really awesome job that suddenly turns horrible if that's what it is. Like this is real. So nothing lasts forever, even though like me, the Taurus, wants everything to last forever. But this is as close as you can get. Okay. Sorry, I dropped a card. Coherence. The frequency of coherence supports our ability to harmonize the frequency of the heart with the frequency of the mind for an optimal ability to create the reality that we desire, and that is just more manifestation. So I think we have gotten our messages from the deck. Oh, let's just pull an archetype card. You guys really, I feel like that crumbling, you guys went through and broke down massive barriers in your heart chakra in order to get to this point, and you've been manifesting like crazy after you did that. I don't even necessarily feel like this is you guys like it's just like you guys broke down so much that was in your heart chakra blocking you. You didn't necessarily have other blockages. I feel like I'm hearing like you guys had a clear like third eye chakra. You had a clear crown chakra, but it was your heart chakra where there was so much that was like damaged and broken and not being addressed that you cleared it out. You're clearing it out over this next year. If it doesn't resonate yet, it will. And that's why you're able to actually love somebody on a real level and it not being like this negative thing for those that are resonating on a relationship, which I just feel like it's a lot of you. Most of you are, this is a relationship. So we had bully come in, it came in sideways. So this is highlights your tendency to intimidate others, helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. And its lower attribute is conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. So I kind of feel like this is a warning for you that, okay, you're manifesting, you're doing great, but that doesn't mean you're perfect, and you are still going to have shadows to deal with, even if you are in an incredibly high vibration. You are always going to have shadow work. There is never enough light to drown out the darkness, because in order to have darkness, or in order to have light, there has to be darkness. So you have to be aware of that and be okay with dealing with your shadow side. It's going to come out. If you try to act like it doesn't exist, or you can kill it, or you can kill your ego death doesn't exist. Not in my opinion, not while you're still a human being. But if you feel like you can really like smother that out of you, that's when it comes out in very destructive and sneaky ways. You'll see it in the spiritual community, people that take their spiritual abilities and somehow they'll start to like warp them into something that is very kind of abusive and a bullying energy of trying to make other people like them. And so this just lets you know that, especially if you have a platform in order to spread your amazing news about what you have created, like you don't need to force other people to be like you. That's just some shadow aspects coming out that may have, you have to dig into to see what the roots are about. It's some sort of fear that you have that's within you, that you're feeling the need to kind of, maybe it's like you're afraid that you're going to quit. You're afraid that you're going to give up, right? And so then instead of recognizing that you're afraid of that, you're projecting it onto somebody else, and you're like, hey, you need to do this, you need to do this. And so that's something that can happen. But I feel like it's just you're somebody that is so very powerful and so passionate that you need to make sure that you don't fall into the darker aspects of that. And if you feel yourself slipping, you need to address it and not ignore it, and see how it's your inner fears of your shadows coming through and trying to deter you from what you're doing. So instead of feeding them with anger, or even worse, like getting abusive in any way with another individual, you need to just see them for like, okay, I'm afraid. That's fine. Like, it's okay to be afraid, even if things are amazing. It's okay to fall into that fear of everything's so amazing, so it's gonna fall apart. Like that, you don't need to beat yourself up for having feelings, because feelings are water. They flow. It's not something you're holding onto. It's not a belief that you have. It's a feeling. It's a moment, and you can have it. It's what you choose to do after you have it and you accept it. Do you move on from it, or do you just hold on to it and then manifest it? Because that's all you're focusing on. And so just don't do that. And you guys aren't really doing that. Verse you would be more doing projecting it onto another person. So projecting it onto the individual you're with. You don't want to do that, and ruin this, especially when it gets into that shadow with the physical and verbal abuse. So that is it, guys. That's going to be your messages for this reading for group 3. Let me know what you think. Let me know what's going on with you, what your signs are, what's going on in your life now, how you could see this playing out. And yeah, I think that is it. If you like this video, want to continue supporting the channel, make sure you leave a like, a thumbs up, and a comment. And if you are new, make sure you subscribe and turn the notification bell on so you can see my readings whenever they release. Thank you so much for checking this video out, and I will see you next time, guys. Hello, group 4. So this is going to be your reading for what is going to be happening for you this time next year. So you guys, you actually got 2 cards instead of 1 for your main energy. We'll be taking a look at that. But before we begin, just a reminder that this is a general energy reading, so it may not resonate with you. If it doesn't resonate, not all of the information resonates, just take the information that does. And if you would like to have a personal reading regarding your individual energy, you can book that with me. So let's see what we have here. We have the 3 of Cups, and we have the 8 of Wands. Interesting. So there could be travel. There could be, I feel like there's travel and a lot of like celebration, good times, friendships, a lot of new friendships, or getting together with old friends. Some of you have a reunion. You'll be getting messages about school reunions, or you'll be having a reunion this time next year of old friends. Is what I'm getting. But so far, this is a very light energy, a very positive energy that you're going to be in. Let's see what else comes out. The 10 of Swords. So the 10 of Swords is kind of a nasty card, but at the same time, because it's a 10, it lets me know that there's something that's been released. So it's kind of like opposing energy here. I feel like you guys are potentially going to be going through some tough battles over this next year. Things that it's more than likely going to be issues with like other people and communication and relationships. If you can just like imagine all of those swords being, it could be also a mental health to anxiety, depression. I feel like you guys at some point, either like maybe right now listening to this, you're bottoming out, or you reach a bottoming out point and you end up releasing this negative sword energy. These toxic thoughts or toxic attachment, toxic friendships even though, because we have it sitting right next to the 3 of Cups, which is all about friendships. So it's like you're able to release a lot of this over this next year. And so by the time this time next year, you're going to be like in a very lighthearted, clear space. You're clearing a lot of blockages by releasing a lot of trash, in my opinion. Ace of Pentacles. There definitely could be some new financial things coming in for you. So very positive, new beginnings, a new path could open up. So with the Ace of Pentacles, it doesn't necessarily mean the money is rolling in. It usually is the opportunity, the idea, the momentum, the clarity of some way to bring financial abundance into your life. But again, because I see the Ace of Pentacles as planting a seed, and because there's a rabbit there in particular with this deck, I'm going to get the message that there's definitely some people listening to this group 4 that are going to be getting pregnant. And you're going to be finding, either you'll be pregnant, you're going to be finding out this time next year, however that plays out for you. That Eight of Wands is, you know, a positive pregnancy test, and that celebration next to it would be that. So definitely, that's like, actually, you know, if you, yeah, so if you're listening to this and you even are thinking about that, that's what's happening for you. And it's ending a cycle, especially if you've been trying, it's ending that cycle of that anxiety of conceiving. Okay, so we have the Ten of Wands coming out, and there's another cycle ending. You're ending this cycle of carrying burdens and anxiety, and I feel a lot of depression. It's all leaving, like, because of something very positive. So it could be, again, a pregnancy, it could be a job, it could be financial security, it could be finding your real, like, your soul tribe, people that you really connect with. I'm also getting that as well. And then you being able to build some sort of community with these people, so you're able to delegate and release some of the burdens of your past, because you're just this energy coming into you, and I feel like it's multiple directions. So it's not a relationship necessarily, it's like friendships, is really beneficial to you. So let's go ahead and check in with the oracles to see what else is going on. Oh, I just dropped one. What is that card? Networker. So it enhances unity through sharing of information and genders social awareness and empathy. Yeah, there's definitely this energy of communicating with multiple different people, and that providing you with some sort of serious benefit. I also feel with this card is that because of the kind of the space that you're going to be in, you are potentially going to have a lot of eyes on you, and a lot of like people that are wanting to listen to your ideas, and it's kind of like an innovative energy. So you're going to be having somewhat of maybe a following. So if you're involved in anything in social media, I would expect to get more attention over these this next year. And by next, I feel like you're going to have some, like, your words are going to have more weight than they do now. So that was something that you'll have to be mindful of. You'll have to potentially delegate things out, especially if you have an internet business or anything like that where you do have to focus on social media. I would expect that to expand rapidly over this next year, and you needing to delegate some duties out. So let's go on and check out the other oracles. Dance. Do something to shift your vibration. I think this is just more messages about how you're going to be celebrating. There's something super positive that will be happening this time next year that will be celebration worthy. Leadership. It is time for you to assume your leadership power position and lovingly guide others. And that's what I was talking about. Getting your voice is going to carry weight. Your words are going to carry more weight this time next year. So you're going to have to be mindful of that. And you're going to want to make sure, I just feel like I keep hearing being mindful of it. So maybe you're the type of person that can let power get to you in a way, or stress might get to you where you can get kind of snappy. And that's why you need to make sure that you rely on other people to help you, because there's going to be friends, you're going to have a lot of support. And some of you might actually feel some kind of way about that. Like maybe you'll be getting a lot more attention than you have in the past. You have to remember that people don't want to be around other people that's vibrations are really low. Like, some people can go in and pull other people's vibrations up, and they are set up to be able to do that, and they're in a space to be able to do that. But the average person is not. And so they are going to be naturally repelled if your energy was in a very low Ten of Wands, Ten of Swords energy. And so suddenly if people start coming around you, it's not because they're all fake and, you know, they just want to be around you now that you're getting more attention. It's because that your energy is now being at a level that isn't repelling them anymore. And so it's just be mindful of that. It's like, you don't have to feel some kind of way because you get more attention from people that maybe ignored you. Maybe they just couldn't deal with you. I'm sure you felt like that about people where it's like, man, this person's always down. This person's always sad. Like, I just can't be around it because it just reminds me of my own stuff that's going on. And so there's going to be a lot more people attracted to you whenever you're in this clear state. And they're going to be listening to you because they're going to want to figure out like how you got there. How did you get to that role? What did you do? What work did you do? And basically what you did is you bottom out and then you rebuild. And you rebuild a strong community around you. cards are being crazy. Direction guardian, choose your path. So like you are step into like this ability to choose what path you're going to be going down. Like you have something very awesome happening to you, but I feel like that's like a cycle also that ends. It's like a cycle that's ending and beginning. So maybe it's like, okay, for those that are wanting to get pregnant, you get pregnant, and then you're not like focusing on getting pregnant anymore. So it's like now you have this new path, you have this pregnancy, you have this journey. How are you going to take that pregnancy? How are you going to do, what are you going to do regarding labor? What are you going to do regarding those first couple years? You have this new path opening up to you because a cycle ended, because you got something that you wanted. Same with the job. You're going after a job and then you get it. What are you going to do now? And so that's where you're being told that you'll have this opportunity to select your path and your direction, and what are you going to do about that? What else wants to come out? Earth. The frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to the physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our Great Mother and revealing the more ethereal, spiritual aspects of our nature. So you might be connecting more with the Earth. You might actually, I feel some of you are going to be getting involved heavily with things that are going to be about our Earth, about our climate, about what we're needing to do in those regards. And so that's going to be part of your networking, and that's going to be part of your leadership role that you're stepping into. So if that's something that you've been thinking about, group 4, you definitely need to start down that road. Because again, if people are taking your words seriously, but this time next year, that means you're planting seeds now. So do it. Gemini, I think, yes, you are communicating, you're planting seeds, you are getting other people to listen to you. If anybody can get people to listen to them, is people with Gemini energy. It's people with that Mercurian energy. I have a Gemini moon and Gemini rising, and look what I do. A lot of people actually on YouTube will have Gemini, or they'll have Virgo placements. They have that Hermes energy, where that communicator, being able to go into the underworld and back with messages. That is you. That's the energy that you're embodying. Maybe you're a Gemini yourself. But you're communicating and spreading messages. This just goes, so like you have your own personal stuff that's very positive that happens to you, but you are doing, like, you're getting involved in much, much more that's bigger than you. I don't feel like you're not like the leader of it, so you don't have to have that pressure, but you are heavily involved and a very positive, strong force. So that play card will also come out, that make sure that you play, because you're going to be doing all this kind of energetic work or even physical work regarding whatever this topic is. So you want to make sure you don't get tired out, basically. You don't want to wear yourself out. I think that is going to be it, guys. I feel like pulling just one more tarot card. You guys got a short reading. Sorry. A little bit shorter than the other ones. The King of Cups. So I feel like this is telling you just to accept all of this that's coming into you, to use your emotions to weigh out your intellect as well. Because sometimes that Gemini energy can just not. Gemini energy can be toxic. I will admit it. I see it more clearly now than I ever have before. But if you can really incorporate your emotions and intuition into your intellect, you can find a very good platform, or you can find a very good space to be in regarding sharing your messages. And then the other part of that, I feel, is just to be open to receiving. Be open to receiving the good things that are coming in for you. That's a strong message I get with the King of Cups. So you have to remember to continue to try to hold that vibration that you are worth receiving positive things, especially if you are such a strong force in whatever collective is trying to help with what's going on with our environment and climate change and things of that nature. If you're having some sort of financial abundance push through during that time, or you're getting all these things that you want while you're working on something that's serious and that can feel very upsetting and depressing at times, you can feel bad. I feel like some of you are going to have I almost feel like there is some sort of survivor's guilt in a way, like being in a positive position while there's all this other stuff and chaos going on in the world. So just making sure that you you accept what's coming to you because you don't want to hinder anything that the universe wants to give you because of your own kind of shadows and fears of how you think things should line up or be for you, versus how things are happening for everybody else. So that is going to be it, guys. Let me know what's going on with you. Let me know what you think, how you think this energy might play out. Are you a Gemini? Do you have heavy Gemini in your chart? And, is this something that you kind of see happening for you already? If you are a new subscriber and you did enjoy this, make sure that you do like and subscribe, turn that notification bell on so you can see my other readings as they come out. And I think that's about it, guys. So I will see you guys, group 4, next reading. Hello, group 5. This is going to be your reading for what is going to be happening for you this time next year. So remember, this is a general energy reading and it might not completely resonate with you. So only take the information that does resonate and leave anything behind that doesn't. So let's go ahead and jump in to take a look at what's going on general energy wise for you this time next year. What kind of energy you'll be in. And a reminder, if you are looking for something more individualized for your personal energy, you can book a private reading with me. That information is in the description box below. So we have the Two of Swords. So there's decisions being made this time next year. Some sort of decision. Let's dive into some more tarot with that. That's kind of all I have there. Could be a decision on where to go, I'm getting. So where to live, what job to take, what school to go to. I feel like somebody has some choice about a job and travel next year this time. We have the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, something about work or school. The page is both a work and school energy. It's an internship energy. Maybe deciding to take an internship. Maybe a lot of you listening to this will be this time next year heading off to a new school, grad school, something like that, or having to decide. Maybe some of you are going to be deciding to travel, like study abroad, and trying to decide what program to go into. I'm getting a lot of stuff that kind of with that energy. But definitely could be job as well. Three of Pentacles. Yep. This is all about money, work, working together. Very positive. You're going to be getting recognition this time next year regarding your work, especially once you make this decision. I feel like maybe because you get multiple options on where to go regarding your work, you it's like it's a recognition to you because it's like all of a sudden you get all this interest in your skills and your ability. So it's very positive. Very, very positive. You could be working with multiple different people very closely and collaborating with them. There could be somebody that helps you, kind of that knows more than you and takes you under their wing and you're studying under them. I definitely get that for sure. You're definitely learning from somebody. Like no matter where you are on your path, you're learning from somebody that has somehow had more experience than you. And it's very, very financially beneficial to you. The Ten of Wands. Man, this card keeps coming up. This next, I feel like a big lesson for the collective over this next year is going to be to learn how to let other people help you and how to not take on burdens on yourself, like how to communicate your burdens. So instead of letting them just weigh you down until you have to dump all this stuff onto other people, like you're able to say, hey, like, you're just getting into friendships and connections and relationships where you can communicate your needs and your feelings and your stress levels, and other people are there to help you. In regards to a work situation, you're going to have a very good work vibe with the people you're working with. And if you don't work with anybody, you're going to probably be hiring people to help you. And it's going to be releasing a lot of burdens for you. So let's go ahead and take a look at some oracles to see what energy is coming in here. So we have Gambler, and it did come in reverse. So I'll let you know the light and dark attributes. The light attribute is willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. But the darker side is going to be relying on luck rather than hard work. So that's going to be something to be mindful of. You're going to have to work hard. There's going to be things that happen that seem incredibly lucky, but it's really not. It's work that you have been putting in now, even maybe before now, to this time next year. And so it might seem like luck to you sometimes, but it isn't. So you have to remember the work that you've done so you don't get into this like, oh, everybody wants me and like my job loves me or whatever, I'm getting all this thing, like, and then you fall into kind of a gambling energy. Like you start calling out a lot, or like you just kind of get in your ego about what you can do. This also could be if you are benefiting financially. I don't see like big money, but some of you might get some money that is a little bit more than you expected, you don't want to gamble. Like, don't like, okay, so I'm getting this, so I'm going to go like run off and like literally gamble, or like even like investments. So like you might seem like a good idea to take this excess money and throw it into an investment, but you need to make sure that you're doing the hard work behind looking at that investment and really like look and see what it's about, and not just using intuition to base these decisions off of. You need to actually like do some research, study. Like if you're going to be working with the stock market, get out there and start researching that stock, that company, the people that run the company, what's going on in their private, like whatever, you got to do research. So it's not gonna, you're not doing things necessarily based on luck. It's work and intuition, but it's not just luck. Let's see what else is going on. You guys are just getting kind of a heavy work vibe. Let's see if anything else comes through. The arts, maybe you work in arts, maybe because you're going to be doing so much in regards to working. This is telling you to make sure you still like kind of feed your artistic side. I feel like some of you might be getting jobs in the arts. So I just heard like music, like maybe working, I heard music promotion. I don't know. Maybe some of you are working towards that right now in school. I feel like you're help promoting other people's art in a way here for some of you. So that might just be a small selection. Peace. Peace comes from remembering that only love is real. So peace, there's a lot of peaceful energy that comes. And that's kind of how I feel now. Like I don't get like this like a big energy. I don't get a lot of excitement. I don't get a lot of, I don't get any stress or anything like that. I don't get negative emotions. I just kind of feel chill reading this. So I feel like you're just in a really good place. Like you got something that you kind of wanted, and now you're like learning, and it's just kind of like it's not super stressful. It's yeah, you have soul. I think these people that you meet through work or however it comes about, they're part of your soul family. That's why you guys vibe so well. It's just good vibes. Council of Light. These are the light beings, your ancestors, various archetypes coming down and offering you assistance and guidance. They're linking you with your soul family is what I feel the main thing is. So whatever this move and this decision of this job or school or whatever it is, it links you up with your soul tribe. Miracle. 33. The frequency of miracle supports our belief in ourselves as part of source. Therefore, our belief in anything is possible. If you believe that you are part of God, part of source, the universe, then you realize that you have the ability to manifest what you want. Therefore, anything is possible as long as you are able to meet that vibration and obtain it, which can be very difficult as a human being. So I feel like it's not that you necessarily understand that this time next year. I really don't feel like that. Unless you already do, which then take that. That's fine. I feel like, and you can understand something on like, yeah, I get it, but I don't like really, it doesn't resonate yet with me. It doesn't like, aha, that's what it is. I feel like that's what you get this time next year. You get that, like you understand how manifestation works. And this is probably something that you learn through your soul family. And I feel like kind of like you are maybe like a baby step for, I think it's my group 2 or group 3. I'm not sure. But that was all about like they've been manifesting for a couple years. Like you were in that process of learning that. And over the next, couple years, you're going to start to see manifestations come in stronger and stronger. But for now, you have like, you're meeting up with people that are teaching you through having relationships with them and through what they say. Like your guides are speaking through your soul family and these people that you'll be meeting and that will be teaching you on what you need to do to manifest what it is that you're wanting. So if you listen to that other pile and it doesn't really resonate with you, it's probably because they want you to hear that information about what the outcome is. And then this is the pile for what you're going to be actually going through over this next year. So we have Leo. You might be a Leo. You might be dealing with a lot of Leo energy within yourself over this next year. But this is all about, I feel like this is like, again, this is a prep to manifest. This is that fire that's needed. And you also might have some kind of issues with your ego, especially, it's touching gambler. Uh, if things start to go really right for you, you can start to get a little too cocky with it and kind of slip on what the whole point is behind it and what you're supposed to be focusing on. So make sure that you don't do that. Otherwise, I feel it's just really kind of being comfortable with yourself is what I feel. And like you finding your soul family really helps you be comfortable with who you really are and what it is that you're wanting to have and to create, because you have, when you manifest, you need to be clear with what you're wanting to manifest. Okay, let's see what else is coming through. Mountains, stand your ground. So what happens whenever I feel kind of with these shifts where you're having some massive realizations and you're connecting with new people, is other people in your past will start to fade off. And it's not always towers or these big moments, but they start to fade off. And some of those times it's during kind of a very annoying period. And what I've noticed with this particular card, with clients and myself, is that sometimes this comes out when somebody tries you. They really try you. And it's like, do you dive into letting them piss you off for a full day or even longer? Or do you be like, you know what? We're just not cool like that anymore. So I really wish you the best, but I'm going to keep it moving and you can say and think and do whatever you're going to do. It's situations that could turn into these big, awful fights, towers, whatever, cause you a lot of anxiety, but you stand your ground in regards to, I don't deserve this in my life, therefore I'll remove it. And that's it. And then I'm going to keep it moving. And so I feel like that's kind of what's going to come through. You might have some relationships that dissolve, and it's not going to be, I feel like, any romantic relationship that you're in per se, but it's, unless you're in something that's very negative and the person seems to be more of your enemy than your partner. But, for most of you, it's going to be friendships. Ones that are already shaky, they're just going to go away because these people are no longer going to be able to resonate with you once you meet up with more people from your soul tribe. They're going to be irritated with your vibration. Therefore, they're going to probably say or do kind of snarky things to push you away. And you just need to stand your ground and not change, especially if it is something that happens to be close to you and they're like, you know what, I don't like you're being crazy now. You're talking all these crystals and tarots and meditation and like blah blah blah. Like, you have to be like, listen, like, that's my life, like, this has no impact on you, and if you don't like it, then we don't have to be friends or whatever. Like, I wish you the best, but I'm not going to change who I am because of what you want. A true friend is not going to want you to change something that you're passionate about, as long as it's not hurting you. And if they think that your spiritual beliefs are hurting you, then like, that's gonna be their own problem. So it's just something to keep in mind, especially if you're already kind of feeling it now regarding anybody in your life, that stand your ground with that person. It doesn't mean goodbye forever. It just means that it's a test to see, are you who you say you are? Are you ready to take on manifestation abilities? Are you ready for all this? You got to show that you are willing to push through doubt, through people thinking you're crazy, through all of that, because every single person that is in the spiritual community that has learned how to create the life that they're wanting has had to go through everybody thinking they're crazy and had to go through doubts and all of that. So you're just in that process. Yeah, Grand Cross Provoker. You are in this process that can be, you're going to be provoked. You're going to be triggered. There's going to be situations that happen that piss you off. And what are you going to do? Are you going to feed it? Are you going to stand your ground and say, I'm not going to be that person. I'm not going to jump into the lower energy. I'm going to just release the garbage and know who I am. So I think that is going to be it, guys. Actually, let's pull one more card. Just one more tarot card. So I would, this time next year, I feel like you guys are going to this is another heavy hitter of a lot of change. But this is different in regards to, it's not just like this massive transformation over this year, but this is massive transformation over the next couple of years. I'm going to say 3 years. And by the end of that 3-year period, you're going to be manifesting like crazy. And it could happen faster, but I feel like you guys are just in like these baby steps of that. Many of you will already be feeling it, but you won't be sure if you're being crazy or not or what. So the King of Swords, I feel like he's telling you, like, go after what it is that you're wanting, especially if in regards to any type of study or project or anything where you're using your mind, you're needing to go after it and focus on it. Okay, so yeah, you guys have a interesting couple of years ahead of you. I've been there. It's good. If you've seen that meme where it's like I'm living my best and worst life at the same time, that's what you guys are going to be stepping into over these next couple of years. It's going to be the best and it's going to be the worst. And it's very weird. It will usually be the best and the worst on the same days. But you're going to be very happy when you get to the end of it. Okay? So that's going to be it. Let me know what's going on with you guys. If it resonates with you, leave a thumbs up. If you are a new viewer, thank you so much for checking this out. Make sure you subscribe, turn the notification on. And I think that's going to be it, guys. So let me know in the comments what's going on, and I will see you the next video.